Welcome to the female hormone presentation. If you're watching this, you might be a woman who's struggling with PMS, PCOS, post pill, rebound, and those type of issues. In this presentation, I'm going to give you the exact roadmap that you need to go from struggling with hormonal imbalances to hormonal freedom, and finally lose the weight and keep it off for good. It's going to be a good one here. So overview of what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, female hormones abroad. So there's tons of hormones that you have inside your body, like not just female hormones or sex hormones, but other hormones as well, like thyroid, insulin, glucose, melatonin, and things like that. But for this presentation, we're going to hone in on what's called sex hormones for females. So progesterone, pregnenolone, estrogen, testosterone, and androgens. Okay. We're going to talk about signs and symptoms of hormonal imbalance. We're going to talk about the causes of hormonal imbalances and then how to correct them and lose the stubborn body fat. Now, hormones is a big topic for females because 80% of women suffer from hormonal imbalance in their lifetime. Me personally, I work with women on a daily basis that struggle with hormone imbalance. Menopause, perimenopause, got ditched out by the doctors, all of that. I work with all of that, okay? By the way, I want to emphasize why I actually can be able to talk about female hormones and why you could actually trust me. Okay, so I've coached many women. Okay, I actually primarily focus on women health coaching because they have been failed in medicine and research. So what that means is that obviously in medicine, women don't get utilized. They just bypass them. They just think that they're a smaller male, even in the research as well. And they aren't doing research on a lot of women, and it's sad. And so women are getting neglected. So inside my coaching process, inside my coaching program, I help women regain their life back. Okay, I help them eliminate the bloating, balance their hormones, stimulate the thyroid for them to lose weight, obviously, and correct their gut. I've worked with many women with PCOS, endometriosis, post pill, just pretty much everything you could think of with hormonal imbalances, menopause, perimenopause, all of that. Okay, but yeah, so obviously I'm Diego Reyes. I own Complete Vitality Health Coaching. It's an organization that focuses on giving you what you want and then getting you what you need. Results guaranteed. And let's get back to it. All right, so female hormones. So just like I said before, there are many hormones throughout the body, but we will just hone in on sex hormones. So let's start with pregnenolone, progesterone, estrogen. So I want you to think about hormones like it's just like a towering effect. So your hormones start from the top. So it starts with cholesterol. And then it trickles down into the ovaries, which then produces estrogen, things like that. But let's start with pregnenolone. Cholesterol is converted into pregnenolone, okay, in the enzyme in the mitochondria, okay, and then its conversion is coming from hormones coming from the pituitary gland, FSH, LH, and acetyl. So with pregnenolone, it feeds into all hormones. So all hormones feed into each other. So if you just give someone pregnenolone, it's not just going to go to progesterone. It can go to estrogen, it can go to testosterone, or it can go to your androgens. Okay, so this is why it's crucial for this to be spoken about. So just like I said, comes progesterone there. Progesterone then gets produced in the adrenals, ovaries, and testes if you are a male, obviously. In women, progesterone is also secreted by the corpus luteum, okay, and it is a derivative of cholesterol. So it goes cholesterol, pregnenolone, progesterone, okay. Obviously, progesterone regulates a woman's cycle, so it helps your cycle, which we won't talk about cycle too much in this presentation. I have a female hormone masterclass that you can go on my YouTube and you will also see it, but I'm not going to talk about it here right now, okay. Progesterone also regulates women's cycles and it reduces the effects of excitatory neurotransmitters. Okay, so a lot of women that have low progesterone have a lot of high stress. They're always anxious, have anxiety really bad because it pretty much increases, because you have low, the excitatory neurotransmitters such as like norepinephrine, adrenaline, and things like that. So it feeds into other hormones as well, like cholesterol, androgens, testosterone, estrogen. Okay, and let's go to estrogen. Obviously, a big hormone that plays a role in your menstrual cycle as a female and just overall. Obviously, it can make small amounts your adrenals and your fat cells, but the ovaries, in obviously in response to insulin, makes estrogen. So obviously, the functional medicine approach to female hormone health is markedly more holistic and integrative than traditional Western medicine, obviously, because that's functional. Okay, but the latter, so Western medicine, conventional medicine, often prescribes medication to balance hormones. Okay, so like you might be going to your doctor and they're just saying for you to get on birth control, or they're telling you to take metformin if you have PCOS or anything like that. But we're not here that. We don't do that here. I'm not doing that. Okay, I aim to map out the complex interplay of hormonal pathways. Okay, seeking out the underlying imbalances and triggers. Okay, such as diet, stress, gut health, and environmental toxins. Now, in this presentation, I don't want to get too complex because I like to do that. But I want to give you very digestible information for you and very actionable information for you to balance your hormones, get to the root cause of it, and finally lose the weight and keep it off for good, because that's what I want. I want you to reach your complete vitality. Okay, so other hormones as well that play a role. So you obviously have three types of estrogens. Okay, estrone, estradiol, estriol. Obviously, a normal blood work that your doctor and primary care doctor does is estradiol. Now, if you were to do testing through me, we do a Dutch test, which then we test all three forms of estrogen and their estrogen detoxification pathways. Okay, so obviously estrone is the weakest form. Estradiol is the strongest form. You probably know about that one. And then estriol is the weakest of all estrogens. Okay. The estrone, obviously, you find in postmenopausal, and then yeah, and then androstenedione is pretty much like androgens for women. So it is produced by the adrenal glands in both sexes, but also in the ovaries and testes. It converts from DHEA, but is also very weakly converted out of progesterone. Okay, androgens are a group of hormones that play a role in male traits and reproductive activity. As a male myself, androgens are everything for me because it makes my testosterone more bioavailable, and it makes me, obviously build muscle too. But it also does that for women. Okay, it converts into estrogen. Okay, and then obviously it's responsible for strength and muscle development. And then testosterone is very crucial for women too. If you're a woman, it's crucial for you. Okay, and so it helps with muscle and bone mass, and then all of that. So we got to get a background. Okay, we got a broad of all the hormones for you. Okay, we were talking about pregnenolone, progesterone, estrogen, androstenedione, and testosterone. And then right here, it's just kind of like how the cycle is for 28 days. Okay, you have follicular stimulating hormone that secretes, okay, during this would be the follicular phase, and then you'd have ovulation, and then you'd have luteal phase, where progesterone would then release. So that's just an overview. If you really want to get into, your cycle and things like that, I would suggest for you to go to my other YouTube video, the Female Hormone Masterclass. That gives you everything. It's about like an hour long, I believe. Just everything, full hormone health. I honestly go more in depth in there, but this is just quick, actionable here. So there's so many different types of hormone imbalances. Okay, so we want to talk about. I'll talk about just some, because that's all I want to have time for, and then pretty much go into it. So we got PMS. So PMS, obviously can come, around your cycle, before your cycle, and things like that. So you obviously get irritability, headaches, trouble sleeping, anxiety, depression, acne, breast tenderness, water retention, bloating, constipation, cravings, and mood swings. Now, the root cause to PMS is technically unknown, but majority of the time it's low progesterone, high estrogen, poor diet, poor lifestyle, all of that. And then next is estrogen dominance. So painful periods, heavy periods, bad PMS, tender breast, mood swings, migraines, headaches, abnormal weight gain, bloating, or water retention, and fibroids. Okay. And then we'll get into PCOS, which we'll get into that. So PCOS is an umbrella diagnosis, meaning that you fit a certain criteria of, different symptoms and, pretty much diagnosis, or just, lab readings perhaps, where you get grouped into a PCOS like label. Okay. And then actually there are many types of PCOS, like 4. So you have like adrenal, insulin resistance, androgen dominance, and inflammatory. So, obviously adrenal PCOS, I'm not going to get too much into PCOS. I'm probably going to make a separate video for just PCOS. But for PCOS, adrenal PCOS is obviously too much stress coming from the adrenal glands, which then triggers um, insulin even and inflammation, and then obviously causes an array of symptoms within the ovaries. Insulin resistance, almost like the same thing. Increase insulin resistance increases the enzyme aromatase, which then obviously increases your estrogen, which then can lead and exacerbate PCOS like symptoms, like cyst. Androgen dominance, same thing. Inflammatory. There we go. Now, menopause. The average menopause for women is 51 years old, but perimenopause typically begins 4 to 10 years prior to menopause. So it's normal if it starts at like 42, which is about 9 years before. Okay, but obviously, perimenopause starts with a slow, steady decline in progesterone. So obviously, you get those PMS like symptoms a lot of the times because that relationship is there with low progesterone. Okay, obviously, you get the hot flashes, irregular cycles, heavy periods, weight gain, fluid retention, increased wrinkles, and decreased libido. All right, now let's talk about this. So, supplementation for PCOS. So, the first thing you'd want to do is get to the root cause, or get to the root of why you're having these PCOS like symptoms. After that, whether it be you're getting specific lab tests done, you're getting different types of testing done, and then just taking an overall look at your lifestyle. You want to look at what type of PCOS do you have. Okay, there's insulin resistance, so with that you'd want to use different things to help lower insulin and high glucose, so like berberine, magnesium, chromium, zinc, LPA, ALP, and things like that, vitamin D. And then if you are just getting off the pill and you get a PCOS like diagnosis, or you're having the symptoms or whatever, you'd want to first work on replenishing yourself from all the vitamins that got stripped out when you were on the birth control, specifically like B vitamins, magnesium, zinc, vitamin E, and things like that. And then you'd want to use fish oil or krill oil, the essential fatty acids to help with hormone production. You'd want to work on your liver because it took a huge hit on birth control, so you'd want to use like milk thistle, dim, iodine 3 carbinol, and sulforine. Okay. And then inflammatory, you'd want to use anti-inflammatory supplementation such as curcumin / turmeric, omega-3s, NAC, glutathione, ginger. Okay, those are all very, very good anti-inflammatory herbs. Okay, and then adrenals, you'd want to work on balancing your stress levels, working on your stress management. And then you could use adaptogenic herbs like ashwagandha, rhodiola rosea, saffron, L-theanine. These are just off the top of my head. What's another one? Ashwagandha, rhodiola, L-theanine, GABA, things like that. All right, let's hone in on just PMS. So let's say you're struggling with PMS. So you're struggling with, irregular periods, painful periods, migraines, headaches, insomnia, and things like that. All right, here's some things that you should do. Focus on eating colors. Focus on eating fruits and vegetables because they increase the amount of antioxidant and polyphenols in your diet. Okay, so this will not only help you, achieve optimal nutrient status, but also combat inflammation. It also help you with obviously increasing your nutrient deficiencies, or getting rid of them. So, and the next thing is eat a lot of coniferous veggies. Okay, so they help you detoxify excess estrogen. Okay, because they contain specific, micronutrients and flavonoids inside of them, such as iodine 3 carbinol, which in your body converts into DIM. Now, not to get too scientific or whatever, but this essentially helps you with your estrogen clearance out of your liver because you have different phases in your liver that detox your estrogen. Okay. So just focus on eating, greens, coniferous veggies like broccoli and things like that. Eat healthy fats, obviously, that, switch, stay away from seed oils and eat a lot of healthy fats such as salmon, avocado oil, flaxseed oil, and things like that. And then obviously focus on fiber because it feeds the good bacteria. Your gut has such an influence on your hormonal health. Okay. If you have poor gut health, you have poor hormone health. Period. Okay. So, no pun intended. Focus on fiber though. Feeding the good bacteria within the gut, keeping it flourishing. Okay. So you can get rid of that excess estrogen like we were just talking about, but keeping, good bacteria balance. All right, you want to drink enough water as well, obviously adequate hydration, and then remove endocrine disruptors. okay, like plastics, BPA, fire retardants, non-cook stick wear that all trigger, endocrine like response in the body, meaning it acts like the hormone itself, and then it tries to increase it, and then it's not, and then it's a toxin, and then it leads to hormonal imbalance. All right, and then supplement smartly. So these are some of the supplements I like with PMS: magnesium glycinate, NAC to work on the liver, curcumin to help with the inflammation, Vitex chasteberry to help with progesterone production, myo-inositol, ashwagandha for stress, vitamin B6 for minerals, omega-3 fatty acids for the essential fatty acid, and vitamin D for hormones. All right. Estrogen dominance. Okay, so I wanted to go over the many reasons why you could have estrogen dominance. Okay, endocrine disruptors, nutrient deficiencies, a poor diet, heavy metals, high histamine levels, excess aromatase activity, your conversion from testosterone to estrogen. Okay, poor liver health, high insulin levels. Okay, hypothyroidism, infections, gut dysbiosis, mold, inflammation, low progesterone, birth control, obesity. So many can lead to estrogen dominance, hence why so many females are so estrogen dominant. It's like no matter what. So let's fix it. All right, so there's a lot of things that you could fix it, and the main thing is to figure out why your estrogen is so high in the first place. Okay, so you'd want to fix your diet. Okay, obviously cut out the processed foods, added sugars, refined grains. Okay, reduce alcohol because it's a toxin. It also could increase your estrogen through aromatase. Okay, reduce environmental toxins. Okay, focus on fiber, feed the good bacteria, have a healthy microbiome, prioritize sleep and self-care, and then supplement smartly. All right, this is just a quick overview. If you really want one-on-one coaching, guaranteed results, you can always hit me up. Link in bio, link below. So with some of the supplementation, I have DIM, NAC, calcium D-glutarate, Vitex for progesterone, myo-inositol, broccoli for the DIM, iodine 3 carbonyl, milk thistle for the liver, resveratrol for antioxidant, vitamin D for the hormone. So these are guaranteed to help you. And so let's talk about PCOS real quick. So obviously there are many forms of PCOS, as stated from before. So each one has its own healing modality. So if you're dealing with insulin resistance PCOS, which you can tell from specific labs like an HbA1c, or you can check insulin levels or fasted glucose or postprandial glucose. Okay, so you want to improve insulin sensitivity through regular exercise and proper carbohydrate intake, prioritize sleep and reduce stress, and then address inflammation head on. Most of the time, to be real, a lot of the inflammation starts within the gut. If you have a poor gut, then it drives something called lipopolysaccharides, LPS, which are pretty much inflammatory cytokines that come from the gut and then flow into your bloodstream. Post-pill PCOS, you want to replenish the nutrients that were lost from the birth control. Okay, like omega-3s, magnesium, vitamin E, vitamin B6, and zinc. You want to identify your hormone imbalance with proper testing 3 months after you pulled it off. And this is just to see where exactly are you lacking. Is it DHEA? Is it pregnenolone? Is it progesterone? Is it estradiol? Okay, is it, whatever. So you want to do that. Okay, gut healing protocol, microbiome support. I have many videos on my YouTube on how to heal your gut. I suggest just watching them. It tells you exactly how you can heal your gut. Take it the 4R step approach. All right, and then support liver detoxification. I actually have another video that's on my YouTube. It's called Liver Toxin. And so I just suggest that for that as well. So for this one, this inflammatory PCOS, okay, anti-inflammatory diet, address gut health, repair leaky gut, okay, balance gut bacteria, eliminate pathogenic bacteria, identify and remove food triggers, supplement with omega-3s and curcumin. This is how you get rid of inflammatory PCOS. And then menopause. Okay, so let's first talk about menopause real quick. A study found that women in menopause experience higher fat gain and lean muscle mass loss, okay, until 2 years after their final period. Weight gain continues until menopause and then stabilizes. Okay, so obviously menopause is just, not a good deal for women because it, just causes a hormonal array of issues, and those attribute to weight gain and things like that. So here's how we can fix it: diet and lifestyle. A good diet that's filled with protein, good carbohydrates, and good fats. Okay, lifestyle: get a good sleep, get good hydration in, have consistent schedules throughout the day. You don't have good relationships with people, get outside and things like that. Obviously, support skeletal muscle mass through resistance training, not super hardcore hit, not super hardcore, whatever cardio, just resistance training, working on the muscle fibers, which then improves insulin resistance, insulin response. Okay, possibly HRT if you are struggling with, very, terrible hormonal issues. Um, and then address the three main body systems, which is the thyroid, the ovaries, and the adrenals. Okay, we call it the OAT. You should call it the OAT. It's the OAT. So ovaries, adrenals, thyroid. I use that with women. I focus on those, and it just ramps up their metabolic rate and capacity in conjunction with my tailored nutrition plans and my tailored training programs to them. So it's a great. That's why I get the best results. Okay, and then supplements for bone density like calcium, and then vitamins. And then you can use other stuff for the physical symptoms of menopause, like hot flashes and things like that. So black co-wash is a big one. There's also a supplement on Metagenics, my website. I have on nutrition, Vitamedical, called Estrovera. Great supplement for menopausal women. I use it all the time with my clients that are menopausal. They get great results. Licorice root for stress response, tribulus for libido, Vitex libido, pomegranate for blood flow vasodilation libido. All right. All right. So if you really want to get to the root cause, skip all that and just kind of get the roadmap to success guaranteed. Then this is for you. I run a company called Complete Vitality Health Coaching. And pretty much I'm results guaranteed. I'm helping you get to the root cause of your health issue with functional lab testing, functional doctors, functional nutritionists, taking a root cause approach, tailored meal plans, tailored nutrition plans, okay, tailored training programs, tailored lifestyle integration to get you feeling and looking your best, okay? I want to help you transform mind, body, and soul. Okay, no matter what issue you have, IBS, SIBO, leaky gut, gastritis, acid reflux, okay, PMS, estrogen dominance, PCOS, okay, hypothyroidism, autoimmune, Hashimoto's, whatever you got, we do it. Weight loss resistance, fat loss, muscle growth, full, complete vitality. That is why I'm here. That is what I do. This is my job. I don't do anything else. Ask me to go fix a car, I don't know what to do. But ask me to fix your body, I can do that. Okay, so by the time we're done together, okay, you're going to have more energy, a deeper understanding of your body, like I just went through, because you're going to have live lectures coming from me. You're going to be with all the rest of the women or the guys, depending on what group you're in, because we have separate groups, okay, and you're going to reach your complete vitality. So all I want you to do is either comment below or message me at one of my hotspots, okay? I have a phone number, mobile business phone number, okay? I have an Instagram, message me on Instagram, or check out my website. All this will be linked in the bio below. I hope all is well and this video was helpful. Hit me up. Results guaranteed. Hope you all have a blessed day.